afternoon, everyone. So, me and my colleague Rakshith have a very difficult task now. Post lunch, we have to make sure that you are all energized in the next 10 minutes so that you have some amazing sessions later. I would want to take a moment of pride and reflection for all of the GCC leaders that are here in the room. The India story is no longer a success story, it's a transformation narrative across global businesses. What started as a story or a play of cost arbitrage, cost savings in what we define as the wave one of GCCs, has long changed into creating more strategic impact. Wave two, what we define over here, from 2010 to 2015 was the time when Indian GCCs were proving their mettle. They were making a statement in the world. It's Can you please check if this one can also come up? Sorry for that. 2010 to 2015-16 was the time when Indian GCCs were proving their mettle. They were showing to the world that we can build at an optimal cost with the best quality, making sure that they are providing the delivery excellence that their headquarter needs. Post that, where we stand today, we are at a very important inflection point. Now, from here, we have the right opportunity with us. General managers sitting from India can drive P&L for their headquarters. We have the opportunity to replicate the India success blueprint to identify more growth hubs and scale from there and unlock boundless value. But here, a key question that comes to my mind is what exactly is value creation?
Now, that's a very interesting question. I can certainly answer what value creation means to me. Uh, are you enabling the GCC to create value? Uh, does the GCC leader have a say in the organization? What does the GCC mean to global leadership? Uh, is there a roadmap for first 5 years and beyond that? Will the GCC build products end to end? And most importantly, can the GCC make decisions?
Now, those are important questions for every one of us to ponder upon, but that answers set of the equation. The other part of the equation is what value creation is not.
If the answer to everything that I said is a no, then there is no value creation in a GCC. Uh, GCCs are not meant to be cost centers where you look at influence without innovation. You might as well stop calling it a GCC.
So, Rakshit said a lot of important things, one of which I captured was innovation. So, what does innovation means? You would have seen a lot of GCCs or global companies in India from a very long time. Take the example of Honeywell or Bosch or let's say Mercedes. They have been here innovating from a very long time. Today, they build for India, for the globe, sitting in India. And this phenomena of innovation is not only restricted to these companies that came to India a long time back, but we have examples which are fairly recent GCCs, but they are doing innovation for the globe. Let's say AstraZeneca, for example. We all know the kind of terror COVID 19 had on all of us. AstraZeneca's Chennai center played a very crucial role in making sure that the vaccine development is expedited. This was also noted by the global CIO of AstraZeneca, Cindy, where she mentioned that the competitive edge that she had over others in the market was that the IT center that they had in Chennai, it was providing the right inputs, right technologies to make sure that each part of the supply chain is expedited. And the story does not end over there. AstraZeneca Chennai currently has pioneered a virtual reality system. Now, some of you who are familiar from the pharmaceutical industry, you know it's very difficult to train an operator in a production facility because of the sterile environment needed. There's a risk of contamination, plus there can be a lot of wastage. So, using haptics glove with this VR program, they can actually create a replica of the production site, and the operator gets a very real experience of how it will be all. Secondly, clinical trials. Now, a lot of pharmaceutical companies have to do these clinical trials, and the people who sign up for that, they have this anxiety, they have this fear that what's the process going to be looking like. So, sitting in the room, AstraZeneca Chennai makes it possible for you using the VR experience. And this doesn't end over here. Look at Rakuten. Rakuten is a Japanese headquartered company, a technology conglomerate. They have 70 businesses. 50% of the engineering work for those 70 businesses is done from India. If Rakuten has an equivalent of a Google Pay in Japan now, it's because of the work that the India Center is doing.
Walmart is another example, and the Bengaluru Center here, which drives machine learning, and the global inventory tracking happens through the Bengaluru Center here. Uh, State governments have taken tremendous efforts by introducing policies and initiatives to ensure there are enough for global companies while they're setting up their operations in India. Indian government had recently launched the Atal Innovation Mission as one such program. Uh, from one eye to another, from innovation to influence. And the first thing that comes in my mind is global influence. The moment we talk about GCCs in India, we talk about US-based companies, right? 60% of the GCCs here are based out of US. There is a significant momentum being picked up where we anticipate GCCs coming from UK, Germany, Japan, and other Nordic countries, and the numbers could spike up to additional 20% in the next 2 years. From global influence to talent leadership, global companies are making a conscious decision to hire engineering leaders in India who could eventually take global leadership roles in some capacity. I have been fortunate enough to set up some of those GCCs in India where I can think of a 145-year-old edtech company who set up their GCC in Pune 3 years back. Today, the engineering leader is playing a global capacity role for an engineering leader. And I'm happy to share that the company actually has 50% of the engineering talent working from Pune. AI is the talk of the town, and everybody talks about AI, you know it or not. So AI is central to GCC operations today. 70% of GCCs have AI COEs in India. Aside that, Microsoft, for example, in their Bangalore and Hyderabad center has employs 3,000 engineers who work on generative AI in these centers as well.
The value creation imperative of the GCCs do not end at global influence or innovation, but it's far beyond. It's also about opening new product lines for the company, opening new markets, and providing that market access for their parent organizations. Let's look at Salesforce, for instance. They entered the India market from a GCC perspective in 2016 from Hyderabad, and from there they have seen this growth trajectory. Today, $1 billion of revenue is generated from India, and India is one of the growth markets for them. Last year saw 36% growth. So that's a testimonial of how important India market is from a GCC perspective, not only product innovation, but also creating new revenue streams. Look at Cisco for that matter. Entered India long back with again a similar objective that we will create products from India. Started with creating products, then made India as a key market to sell. Currently, within APAC, it is one of the most growing regions. And they took another step. Last 2 years, they started their production facility. They do manufacturing as well from India. Started with one product line, have now expanded to two product lines. Look at Celonis, for instance. A lot of you might be working in your organizations with Celonis, a process mining company. Started with their GCC in 2011. Now they have appointed a GTM leader for India because of the immense growth potential that they are seeing over here. Right now, 150 plus GCCs work with them, and they proudly say that India has the largest community of Celonis practitioners right now in the world. So these are some of the examples that we see over here that Indian GCCs are not only creating products, but they are giving access to new markets for their companies to grow.
You spend the last 10 minutes hearing Samarth and I talk about the overall journey of GCCs, what value creation meant to us, innovation, influence, opportunities, and most importantly, the market access that we have here in India. I know it takes a lot of strength to attend a session like this after lunch, I can promise you for the next 90 minutes, you will hear from industry experts who will talk to you with their own experience on what role they have played in the GCC growth for their organizations. On that note, that would be Samarth and I signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.